Hello everyone, I'm going to be going over my two UDL reflections that I felt best represented my understanding of the semester. I'm going to first be going off of my written reflection for week 12. To start off, the first question was identify three previous modules that influenced how you designed your lesson and why. Be specific and detailed in your answer. So to start off with this, I chose that I would be looking at modules 2, 3, and 5. I felt that these were the best for designing my lesson. Module 2 taught us about how to implement universal design for learning into our classroom for students who may need different strategies to help them succeed. And in our lesson plan, we definitely thought of strategies and activities that would implement UDL. And then we also learned about culturally sustaining pedagogy and how it'll help connect us with our students, their families, and our community. And we also learned that it is imperative as teachers to recognize our privileges and where we have them, and to teach our students how to become a productive member of society and how to better the community. And we then in Module 3 looked at the content portion of our lesson, and we were able to look at the California History Social Science content standards. And my group chose the third grade level, and which we were comfortable with. And once we chose a content standard that we thought would work for our lesson, we then learned about the Bloom's taxonomy and how to identify the level of cognition in our content standard, which is incredibly important. So then we would then learn how to build components of our lesson objective, such as the level of cognition, our content, our products, and how to quantify those products. I found this module incredibly helpful because before this class, I did not know how to build a content or a lesson objective, and through this module, I now know how to. And then the last module that I'll be talking about was Module 5, which we learned a lot about backwards design and how it helps tremendously to give you a guide to follow while you create a lesson plan. Before this course, I had not heard of backwards design for learning, or sorry, just backwards design. And so I was a little confused when we were introduced to it, but once I read more, I understood that it is really helpful. Through backwards design, we learned that once you create your lesson objective, you already know what you're looking for your students, so that became really helpful. And then we learned about the 5E lesson plan, which included engagement, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and evaluation. So through backwards design, we also understood how to find activities that would help support our students succeed in the lesson instead of just giving them a worksheet. So for the second question, it was what feedback did you find helpful, and what about the feedback made it helpful? So our throughout this course, we were able to have one-on-one conferences with Professor DeWalt, and we were, as a group, kind of confused on the elaboration portion of our lesson plan. But through these conferences, we were able to understand that we really needed to make our students be more independent in this section. So we came up with students being able to, on their own, research a tribe that we had not talked about in our lesson. So we felt that we were able to understand this section, and that I don't know if we would have if not for these conferences, and I felt that they were really helpful. So going on to the second UDL reflection, I'm going to be going to the week 5 memed reflection. So right here I have having one way of students showing the understanding versus allowing for UDL approach for students having multiple ways of showing their understanding, which I felt was really important in our lesson plan. And through our products that we had in our lesson objective, we were able to show that students have multiple ways of showing their understanding of the content. And then here for backwards design approach, before starting backwards design, consider your content standards, which I think is incredibly important when you are designing a lesson and you're using the backwards design approach. And then right here I have assessments in the beginning. You will think about, so before even starting your activities and what you're going to be teaching, you should be understanding, okay, what do I need to assess, and have that be the main focus of your lesson. And then we have here a backwards design using teacher, and then actually appropriate instructional activities and then versus a worksheet. So, like I said before, how important it is to find appropriate activities that would help in our students learning the content versus just giving them a worksheet and having them fill it out. And then we have here understanding content standards, and then moving up to using universal design for learning, and then teaching social justice education, and then altogether using Bloom's level of applying to incorporate backwards design to all of these components, basically showing how to be a really successful and engaging teacher, you need to be using all of these different components to be the best you can be. And that is it. Thank you.